So, starting with the definition, misinformation is information that conflicts with the best scientific evidence available at the time. And as we certainly know during the pandemic, there was a lot of changes as we learned about the virus and about treatment that changed over time. In contrast, disinformation is the coordinated or deliberate effort to spread misinformation in order to gain money, power, or reputation. So let me give you an example, and this is extreme. An example of misinformation might be that if you ingest Clorox, that will get rid of the virus. That's clearly misinformation. Disinformation would be if Procter & Gamble or whoever makes Clorox was promoting the use of Clorox in order to upscale, increase sales of Clorox. So that is disinformation. So subtle differences. I think most healthcare providers get themselves in the area of misinformation, although there have been some trusted healthcare providers who have been on the disinformation bandwagon, and we can talk a little bit about that later. But the difference is with the advent of social media and the widespread use of social media platforms, misinformation and disinformation, as well as correct information, have an opportunity for a scale and spread beyond what we ever imagined. So again, there's a high volume of information. There's a lack of quality control. Nobody moves that out. So again, people don't really know what to believe and what is truth and what not.
And I feel really excited about the focus that we now have on misinformation and disinformation. And obviously, nurses play a huge role in battling this and helping patients get the care that they need. We want our patients to be able to make autonomous decisions. And in order to do that, they have to have good information. If patients don't have good information, they're not going to be able to make safe, healthy, good decisions. And so right there, we have an obligation to really make sure that we know the right information and that we're giving them the right information. All right, so we know we have all of this public trust and we have all of this clinical knowledge. So how can we use this in conversations, right? This is tricky, and I would encourage everyone, whether you're talking to your sister or your uncle or a colleague or a patient, let's approach all of these conversations with curiosity and a willingness to listen, because underneath all of these conversations, our patients are scared, they're concerned, they want to do the right thing, they are looking to have good information, and we have a real opportunity, I think, to connect with them and help them get what they need. When we're thinking about our obligation to patients around misinformation, we have to take this long view. One conversation may not be enough, and don't go into the conversation deciding I'm going to change this person's mind. I think going into it of, hey, I wonder if there's a way I can connect with this patient and help them move towards some better sources of information that they're going to understand and that they're going to trust. Nurse leaders also need support in how they support their frontline leaders, right? This has to be an institutional response. We can't expect individual nurses to do this on their own. It is a huge task. And so leaders might consider things like rounding regularly, right? Providing that just-in-time information or practice update, hearing from the front lines. What's going on? What are they running up against? Part of what we're talking about here is the actual information, and part of what we're talking about is how we talk about it. And so I think the thing that goes hand in hand with the information is how do we have really positive conversations with our patients? How do we help them stay comfortable? And again, how do we make sure that we're leaving the door open? So I think really strong communication skills, which nurses already have, but we need to make sure that everyone feels comfortable talking about these topics.
Thank you for watching this webinar preview. To watch the full version of this free on-demand webinar, follow the link in the description. Thank you.